Let's get into Season 2. Season 2 of Vampire Diaries. Now, I love this season. This season is my favorite of all 3 seasons as far. I loved Season 1, it was epic, but this season, what I loved about this season is how much more plot it had. I mean, Season 1, it was really introducing us to the characters. Like I said, it was a nice, simple Season 1 plot with a lot of backstory, a lot of intrigue, a lot of introduction. But Season 2, it's like, okay, you know these characters, you know their stories, now let's get into everything else, you know? It was really developing their backstories, where they come from, you know? I mean, like, the episode where Stefan and Elena go to the cabin, what episode was that? I think it was the dinner party. When they go to the cabin, I mean, like, I love that episode. I mean, like, Stefan's like, you know, I relished in being a vampire. Who wants to die next? And all that. I was like, ah! It was so awesome. I love Season 2 Ripper Stefan. Season 3 Ripper Stefan was kind of annoying, and I'll get to why. But Season 2 Ripper Stefan, when it shows him ripping people apart back in 1864, was awesome. I thought it was great. Damon, this season, I loved him this season. I thought he was even better than Season 1, because Season 1 Damon was very much a monster, a killer. In this season, he's very much riding the line between monster and Stefan, basically, you know, kind of acknowledging the bad stuff he's doing. Meanwhile, he's doing all kinds of horrible stuff. Now, the thing that sort of confused me about Season 2 was that how everyone was gunning for Catherine, right? Everyone was like, oh, Catherine, she's threatening people, she's killing people, she's doing all these horrible things. And, like, my thing is, Damon was doing the exact same thing in Season 1. Think about it. Catherine's killing people. Damon was killing people. Catherine has this big plot that, you know, is going to end up hurting a lot of people. Damon was planning on releasing the tomb vampires, and what would they have done if they got released? They would have slaughtered people. You know, Catherine turns Caroline. Damon turns Vicky. You know, I mean, Catherine did horrible things in Season 2, and everyone was like, okay, let's go gunning for her. But Damon does horrible things in Season 1, and yet everyone is just willing to forgive him and to accept him into, you know, the Vampire Diaries inner circle. And that always confused me. I was like, okay, wait a minute. So for Catherine, it's horrible, but for Damon, it's okay. Like, even when Damon was, you know, mind-controlling, raping, and feeding on Andy Starr, everyone was just okay with it. I'll get into that later. But everyone was just sort of okay with it, and that's what always sort of confused me. But moving on. Now, I really enjoyed this episode. My favorite episode of this entire season has got to be, probably, in all likelihood, The Descent. I love this fucking episode. This is the episode where Rose gets bitten by Jules, and Damon is by her side, and Rose is going nuts. I felt for Rose's character. I mean, she was a 500-year-old vampire who had no home, no family, no nothing. The only person she had in her whole life was Trevor. He was with her for that 500 years, and then Elijah, my homeboy Elijah, he freaking knocks his head off, and then Rose has nothing now. So she goes to Damon, and she's like, you know, can I stay here? I don't really have anywhere else to go. And I think that Damon's relationship with Rose is more solid than his relationship with Elena. I mean, like, I think that it does have its merit, but I think that Damon's relationship with Rose was so strong, so compelling. I mean, like, he was with her, and I think that he felt more with Rose than he ever really could with Elena. I mean, like, what solidity is there in Damon and Elena's relationship? He's a 107-year-old vampire. She's a 17-year-old girl. Well, 18-year-old girl now. And I don't know. I feel like if anyone could have helped Damon realize his full potential as being a good person and being someone who could redeem himself, really, it was Rose, a 500-year-old vampire. She had centuries on him. She had centuries of experience, centuries of understanding. She probably went through a period in her life where she was a monster like him. I mean, if anyone could help him, it was her. If anyone could pull him out of this evil shell that he presents, it was Rose. And she ends up getting killed. And I always cry. Always. Even to now. Like, if I would have stopped making this video, go and pop in Season 2 and watch the episode The Descent, I would cry. It always gets me. The scene where she rips apart those people in the parking lot and Damon restrains her, he's like, Rose, you know, snap out of it. And then Rose comes to it and she starts crying about how she never wanted to hurt anybody. I always get teary-eyed. And then the scene where Damon stakes her. God, it always fucking gets me. Always. It's just such a powerful episode, and I love the ending. I love the ending where where Damon just has that girl at the side of the road because he just feels so much pain inside of him because of what happened to Rose. And her name is Jessica, I think. And he just compels her not to move, and she begs him to let her go. And, you know, he's like, okay, fine, you're free to go. And then right when you think she's about to leave, he speeds over and just rips her throat out and just, like, basks in just the freedom of just suppressing his pain. I mean, it's just such a powerful episode. It's my favorite this season. It's just so awesome. My second favorite episode of this season has got to be the episode where Tyler transforms for the first time, because that was some awesome acting by Michael Trevino. By the Light of the Moon, episode 11. It was so good. Michael Trevino, I mean, like, I always thought, oh, well, he's the generic douchey alpha male jock asshole. But, I mean, that episode with him and Candace, I mean, when they were in that cave and they were transforming, that was some hostile Eli Roth shit. I mean, like, I was watching and I was just like, oh my god, he's like, my arm, it hurts, and it starts snapping, and he's just crying and screaming. I was like, and I was watching the special features, and the way Michael Trevino said that he prepared for the scene, how they used real chains to kind of help him add to the the uncomfortableness of the situation, how it helps him portray the pain more. I mean, it was just such an awesome scene, really. I just love that episode, and that's the episode where I just fell for Forwood so hard. I'll get into that when I talk about the relationships, but I'm a rabid Forwooder. The only thing I support more than Forwood is Giler, and I'll get to that when I get to the relationships. But Forwood, I love it. Like, that episode. Let's go to the episode after that, when, oh my god, the first, and what really sealed Forwood for me was the fact that their first kiss, was, you know, episode 12, the Descent again, was when, or was it Daddy Issues? Whatever. It was the first episode they kissed. It was a shut-up kiss. Freaking Candace, is just there, and she's just like, you know, da-da-da-da-da, you know, forgive me for overstepping my bounds if I actually give a shit. And then Tyler just comes and he kisses her to just shut her up, and it's just so epic, so awesome. It was a shut-up kiss. I love shut-up kisses. And then their second kiss, you know, in season 3, it was a shut-up kiss. Again, Tyler's just blathering on about make it crystal clear, Caroline, and she just grabs him and kisses him, and it's another shut-up kiss. It was so awesome. I love shut-up kisses. They come out of nowhere, and they're epic. Oh, gosh. I wish someone would shut-up kiss me, because sometimes I tend to ramble, obviously. But it was great. It was awesome. It was solid. I love Forwood. Sorry, went on a little Forwood tangent, but let's keep going. This season overall, the plot, I love it. I love how interconnected it is. I love how there's all these storylines, like Uncle Mason coming back into town, and then Catherine. The episode Katerina, I love it. I love characters like Catherine, you know, kind of like, you know, she's a survivor. She's there to survive. She reminded me sort of like Victoria from Twilight, you know, like how a lot of people say that instead of writing Midnight Sun, Stephenie Meyer should have written a book about Victoria. And I completely agree with that. Victoria is the most compelling character in Twilight. She seriously is. I think Catherine is probably one of the most compelling characters in the Vampire Diaries. That's why when I was watching the episode Katerina, I loved it. She's there, she's telling her story about how she had a child, how she gave it up, how she met Klaus, how she was turned, how she screwed over everyone else to survive. And you understand why. This girl's been on her own since she was, how old was she, 17, 18? I mean, you completely understand. Like, her parents disowned her, they threw her out into the cold world, she had to learn to survive and adapt, and she did. I love Catherine. That they give us a bit of too much of Catherine. Like, I mean, like, the amount of Catherine they gave us in season 2 was great. I was on Catherine overdose, man. I mean, like, the amount of Catherine they just jumbled into the show, I feel like they know everyone loves Catherine, so they're just shoving her into the show as much as they can. The less you see her, the better, because you're more excited when you finally see her. I love the whole storyline with the Moonstone, you know, how, like, you know, I love the twist with the Moonstone, how, you know, it's like everyone's after it because they think it's going to break this curse, but it's not going to help anyone except Klaus. And how the originals, I love the original storyline where it's this one original family. I think they totally ruined it in season 3, and I'll get to that, but in season 2, I thought it was great, how all vampires stem from this one family. I thought that was awesome. I was really interested in that. I really wanted to know how old the originals were, which is why finding out how old they were in season 3 was BS. I'll get to why. But anyway, yeah. Great, awesome. Catherine having Mason and everyone else wrapped around her little finger. Oh, I love her. Finding out just the backstory of what happened with Catherine and Stefan and Damon in season 2. It all comes full circle. We finally find out exactly everything that happened. You know, it was just so great. How she faked her death, how she's been loose this whole time. It's just awesome. I love Catherine. I can only imagine how she's been passing the time for the last 100-and-something years. But yeah. Catherine's awesome. Damon this season, I loved him. Stefan this season, he was really solid the whole season. It's not like season 1. Excuse me. Sorry about that, rude people. Anyway, so Stefan was really solid this whole season. I mean, it was like season 1 where you saw him fluctuating, riding the line. He had more control over himself this season. That's why in the season finale, when Klaus just makes him drink that chick. That was so awesome. Speaking of Klaus, let's talk about him in the original. Elijah and Klaus, I'm gonna get into all the originals later, but Elijah and Klaus, they were awesome. Elijah, I'm just gonna say this, he's the biggest pimp of all the originals. He totally is. Klaus, I really liked his character when they first introduced him. The revelation of Klaus being a hybrid, I don't know. It just reminded me of Underworld so much, but honestly, it really hinged on how they were gonna handle the hybrids in season 3. That being said, I hate the hybrids. Okay? They're ridiculous. So anyway, yes, loved season 2, thought it was awesome. I love how Bonnie became, a lot more powerful this season. I love how Caroline became a vampire. This is the season that really stepped up the Vampire Diaries. You're like, oh yeah, Caroline, yeah. She's gonna be an awesome, kick-ass, queen, goddess, vampire, Barbie chick, and you're all gonna love her. And we all do. Bonnie, she's gonna become the super witch, channel the power of 100 dead witches, and you're all gonna love it. Half of us do, half of us don't. I don't know why everyone hates Bonnie. I love Bonnie. Whatever. Bonnie's my number 5 after Damon, Caroline, Elijah, Catherine, Bonnie. That's my list. Bonnie's my number 5. But I do enjoy Bonnie. She's in my top 5. Yeah, I love Caroline as a vampire, Tyler becoming a werewolf. It was great. It did a lot for his character. But the thing about Tyler is that in season 1, he was shafted because he was normal. In season 2, he was shafted because he had to go and learn how to be a werewolf. In season 3, he was shafted because he had to go neuter himself to get rid of the whole Klaus sire bond shit. So, you know what? That being said, finally, let's get into season 3. Season 3 of the Vampire Diaries. What a disaster! Seriously! Almost everything about this season wasn't that good. It wasn't. I mean, the whole backstory of the originals. Are you kidding me right now? You going to, Melina Pendulum said this in her video. You're gonna pigeonhole vampirism to the 10th century? Are you serious right now? Myths of vampiric creatures go back thousands and thousands and thousands of years. You're gonna say that vampires haven't existed until 1,000 years ago? So where did all the myths of bloodsuckers come from before that? Huh? Julie Plec? I honestly don't know what happened in the transition from season 2 to season 3 to make season 3 such a mess. A lot of people said it was Julie Plec stepping in as executive producer, but I don't see how that would affect the whole show. She is not the only writer. She's not the only executive producer, okay? It was just not that good. And literally started on Delena. You're gonna shove this. You're gonna shove this in our face for an entire season, and then... How do I put this? You give me this throbbing Delena boner, and then you don't give me any kind of relief from it at all, and everyone's like, oh, well, they're gonna totally hook up in season 4, it's gonna be great, it's gonna be awesome. But Elena's a vampire now. It won't be the same. It will not be the same. Elena's a vampire now. It won't be the same, okay? It's not gonna be the same at all. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Elena and Damon, but I mean, like I said, they shoved it in our face, and then they gave us nothing. We got a make-out scene between them. No thanks. That was a waste of time. I mean, there were whole episodes in Season 3 that served no purpose other than to shove Elena in our face. Example, we get a Damon-Elena road trip every season. We do. We got one in Season 3, where they go... Don't even started on Jeremy this season. Oh! And, the whole ghost storyline. What was the point? I guess to find the cave, but we didn't need a whole storyline to lead up to finding a cave, and then that's it. Anyway. They go to get Jeremy, right? And Jeremy's only been gone for 4 episodes, they bring him right back. Whatever. And they go to find out who turned Rose, to find out who sired their bloodline. And what happens? Cole kills the chick that turned Rose. That's it. And they have to drive back to Mystic Falls, back to square one. The whole episode, the only purpose it served was to bring Jeremy back to Mystic Falls and to have a Damon-Elena makeout scene. That's it. That's all. And Elena is so fucking stupid in Season 3. I mean, why doesn't she just move? Why doesn't she just move from Mystic Falls? It's full of the original vampires. They want to kill you. They want to use her blood. They want to make hybrids. They want to do all this. Just make a deal with Klaus. Give him all the blood he fucking wants and leave. He's gonna get the blood either way. Oh, we have to kill them. What exactly is... That's why, when Elena was playing Buffy this whole season, I was like, what's the point? She's running. She's punching bags. She's learning how to fight. These vampires are 10, 20, 30, 100 times stronger than you. They can snap your neck in 2 seconds. It doesn't matter how physically fit you are, Elena. It doesn't matter how awesome and kick-ass you become. You're not fighting off these vampires. Seriously. Like, when she was doing her sparring sessions with Damon, I was like, what's the point of this? She goes up against Klaus one-on-one. Klaus is gonna fucking kill her. Like, I just thought it was comical how Elena thought that she could actually fight off these vampires. She was so stupid. And then how she gets the cojones to have Damon brainwash Jeremy again. After saying in season 1 that she would never do it, she brainwashes Jeremy again to leave town. Bonnie gives her shit for that. And that's why I love Bonnie. Like, the only solid characters in season 3 were Caroline, Bonnie, and Elijah. Everyone else was fucking shit, okay? Stefan, how he becomes Ripper Stefan. I don't know how the hell you can make Ripper Stefan boring and annoying, but they somehow managed to do it. I mean, seriously, like, over time I was like, I don't care about Ripper Stefan anymore. How? Ripper Stefan is so awesome. How the hell do you make him uninteresting? Somehow they managed to do it. And Damon, this season, he was awesome in the beginning. I mean, like, the episode where he tries to kill Caroline's dad, and he tells Elena to her face, I am not Stefan, stop trying to turn me into him. I was like, yes. Then what happens for the rest of the season? He starts channeling Stefan. Are you serious right now? I'm like, it was still pretty, like, I still enjoy Damon's character for the most part, but it's like, he wasn't like he was in season 2, where it's like he's riding the line, but he always comes up bad. No, this whole season he's just solid riding the line. He doesn't do anything too good, but doesn't do anything too evil either. Are you serious right now? Oh my god. And don't even get me started on, like, the whole storyline of the originals, like, as characters. I'll get into it and talk about them by themselves, but they were nothing but whining little bitches. I mean, like, Finn, suicidal. Cole, he's just crazy. Rebecca and Elijah are such whiny little children. I mean, Rebecca, are you serious, girl? Your greatest ambition in all of 1,000 years of life is to go to a prom? Are you serious, Julie Plec? Whatever. And Klaus is just a whiny little bitch. I'm the hybrid! I wanted to punch his lights out. Shut the hell up. Oh my god. That's why the only solid original was Elijah, because he's actually mature. Everyone else is just whiny. You can really boil down all the personalities to being whiny. Whatever. And the whole their bloodlines being connected thing, it was just a plot device to keep the originals alive, because they couldn't think of any other better antagonists. They would have been good antagonists either. Like, whatever. It just wasn't that good of a season, honestly. I mean, like, the best thing that came out of this season 3 was Forward, really. And, like, the best thing that came out of it was Forward. I mean, like, that's, like, my favorite episode of all of season 3, and, like, the only solid episode that I really enjoyed, I didn't have a problem with, was the season premiere. I mean, it was just so funny. It was Elena's birthday, and, oh, hey, oh, Caroline going to Damon, you missed the cake. I was like, yes! And, like, how Stefan kills Andy Starr. Like, it was just so awesome. It was great. The shut-up kiss of Forward was so awesome. And, oh my god, Ron Pope's A Drop in the Ocean. That whole montage, that whole thing was awesome. How Stefan calls Elena, and Elena's like, you know, Stefan, just, I love you. Just remember that, fight for that, hold on to that. And Stefan's there just crying. I felt that. Damon just trashes Stefan's room. I felt that. Forward and Tyler, Caroline and Tyler coming together to form Forward in the bedroom. I felt that. It was just such an awesome episode. I loved it. I can watch the premiere of season 3 wholeheartedly and enjoy it. But from then on, it was shit. Now, why do I hate the hybrids themselves? Because they were nothing but mindless henchmen that were being dispatched every episode. Seriously, like, what is the point of saying, oh, these hybrids are gonna be so awesome, so amazing, so kick-ass, almost unstoppable, if every episode you're killing them off, and everyone's like, oh, well, they get snuck up on. That's fine if you didn't kill every single hybrid by sneaking up on them. It's as easy to kill a hybrid as it is to kill a werewolf. It's harder to kill a vampire than just kill a fucking hybrid. Are you serious right now? I mean, they were just killing hybrids every fucking episode, and it was so annoying. And there were no hybrid was developed aside from Tyler, and he wasn't even developed because he ran off to go neuter himself to gain control of himself to be with Caroline, which is awesome. If they didn't, like, Tyler became a really interesting character. I can't believe they just shafted him like that. Develop him, please. Whatever. Season 3, all in all, was not that great. The finale pissed me off. The whole crash scene made no sense. The truck crashes, and Elena's like, Stefan, save Matt, and then Stefan saves Matt. Are you serious right now? You can't save them both, Stefan? At least, if I were Stefan, I'd be like, okay, rip off Matt's seatbelt, swim over, rip off Elena's seatbelt, Elena swims out, Stefan swims out with Matt. It's that simple. Instead, he just leaves her there? He just leaves her strapped in the car to drown? What? Are you serious? Oh, God. Really, Stefan? Really? I'm supposed to swallow that? No. I'm sorry. No. And, oh, my God. What was up with the whole thing of, oh, maybe if I met you first? Are you serious right now, Elena? She's gonna, at this point, she's gonna say it depends on who she meets first. Who cares? It doesn't matter who she meets first. It matters who she loves and who she has a deeper connection with, okay? Like, and then Damon meets her first. What was the point of that? I don't care. And then, oh, Elena's gonna remember all her Damon memories. I don't give a shit. Elena can happen without all this other crap, okay? You don't need it. And what was up with Damon's character? Like, in the flashback, Damon's like, you want a love that consumes you. That was totally out of character from in Season 1. In Season 1, you really think he would care about all that? Like, the way he was talking, like, it's like they took Season 3 Damon and then plopped him in before Season 1. That doesn't make any sense. You want a love that consumes you. Please. So anyway, yeah, that's my thoughts on the seasons of the Vampire Diaries. I'll be getting into deeper analyses of them, along with the characters and along with the relationships. Season 1 was good, Season 2 was epic, Season 3 was bullshit. Alright guys, comment, respond, good luck in life, good luck in love. I'm so happy to see you guys again. Peace out. I hope you're looking forward to Season 4. I kind of am, because I really hope that they fix everything that they've just broken. Okay, peace out.